what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about how organizations function, particularly large organizations, okay? So, my homework for everybody, I want you to remember two quotes. And they come from one author and a book that I just think is one of the best books. It's called Leadership and the New Science. It's by Margaret Wheatley. So here's the quote. First one. Any living thing will change only if it sees change as the means of preserving itself. Now you're going to see what this means later. So over the last 8 months, I've been working with the Boise School District to do a sustainability project and to really identify what our sustainability strategy should be for the schools. Okay? We had 5 pilot schools. Each pilot school had a team lead. Several you're going to meet tonight. And they were to work with the principals, and we had to develop what we were going to do in terms of sustainability, right? We had 2 things we were going to do. We really narrowed it down. We're going to turn off lights when we don't use them, and we're going to recycle and save as much waste from going to landfill as possible. Easy, right? Pretty easy, right? Okay, within a couple months, I think the whole team found that this was not an easy project at all, even with those 2 simple objectives. And it really has to do with one basic principle. Control, right? Especially in a large organization, we're told control is needed for a really good reason, and especially for schools, right? You have parent complaints. You have the constant threat of lawsuits, and you're always dealing with budgets that have no money. So in order to control things, what do we have to do? We have to control information, control procedures, control behavior. And all this is done because in a traditional organization, if we don't control things, then it's just chaos. And if we have chaos, it's disaster, right? So for a lot of things, even something as simple as sorting the trash in the cafeteria, we maybe had to get approval from 3 or 4 different people, right? And there was such a culture of control that in a lot of times change never happened very fast. Great ideas were plentiful, but each person was only willing to change as long as it didn't impact their job, right? They were worried about self-preservation of their job. So this environment was very difficult to change in. You had a little autonomy, and this information was not being shared with everybody on how we could change, right? Because everybody was worried about self-preservation. They didn't want their bosses all over them. Now, how many work in a place where it's like that? It doesn't have to just be schools. It can be anywhere, right? This is typical. But information is a fascinating thing. So we know from new science that, did you know your skin is completely new every 30 days? Your liver, completely new cells every 6 weeks. Your brain is completely new matter every 12 months. The only thing that's consistent with that is the information in your cells. Your body functions because of the free flow of information in your cells. It doesn't work like that in corporations, though. Our primary objective is to enforce control, and we're always worried about information being just loosely shared and promiscuous, right? If we fast forward to tonight, I think the project team would settle on 2 things. One, with 1 borrowed light meter and 30 minutes of class time, schools can save between 5 and 10% of their energy budget by just shutting off lights they don't need. 5%. 5% for the school budget is $130,000. But just shutting off lights you don't need. The second thing is waste. We know that by recycling, by diverting food waste, by asking for community partners that want to take food waste, and by giving the schools the freedom and the flexibility to do those partnerships, we could probably save another 1 to 2 dumpsters per school and save about $15,000 annually. That's pretty amazing, right? We don't even do very much and we get to save money. So here's quote number 2 that I want you to leave with. People support what they help create. And it's true in every place you go, whether it's a corporation, a school, a hospital, whatever it is. We should be unleashing the information from this project team over the last 8 months and spreading it everywhere in the organization, right? Our schools need to be gathering more perspectives, not only from the leadership, but from the custodians, from the students, from the teachers. And we need to be sharing this information in this great, huge collaboration. We need to ask, do people have free access to one another? Is everyone trusted with information? And the big one, is collaboration truly, truly honored? So my one ask, beyond the homework of knowing the quotes, is I'm asking that the information gained from this project, that we throw it freely to the wind. And we let people support what they help create. Give our schools and our corporations and our organizations the autonomy and the free flow of information so they can make wonderful things happen. Thank you.